Hello, in today's video I want to discuss with you Netflix TV series 100 Years of Solitude, and it will be not just a common review, it will be a spiritual review. I want to discuss and explain the spiritual path of Colonel Aureliano Buendía. This is actually not just a path, it is the degradation, his spiritual degradation. But before I want to explain some spiritual terms. They derive from Buddhism. They are samsara, karma, reincarnation, and suffering. And I want to give you some mental lens through which you can interpret my review on spiritual degradation of Aureliano Buendía. So samsara, it is the endless cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, and also this cycle is filled with suffering and delusions. So it's not just reincarnation; it's just kind of hell. If we can compare it with Christianity doctrine, it's kind of hell, but from the perspective of Buddhist. So karma. I think and I'm confident that you have already heard about karma, and I want to discuss what does it mean, negative karma. What does negative karma mean? There is a metaphor of karmic seeds. So some of your wrongdoings, some of your bad behavior, or some of your behavior where you hurted someone or even oneself, it perpetuates in your life. And as a consequences, you will have some problems with your relationship, with your financial status, with your health. And negative karma is conceived by a negative mind, by your negative mind. So I need to separate analytical mind, and with your analytical skills, when you do your maths or when you evaluate some consequences in your life, that's okay. That's normal and positive side of mind. But also there is a like negative mind or obsessed mind, obsessed with some games, with some mind games. For example, when you pursue financial status, when you pursue your sexual desires, when you pursue your social status, when you have eager for more food, for more clothes, for more money, etc. And in some part of your life, you can stuck in that desires. And the second point is when your desires they are not fulfilled. They're not fulfilled, and you didn't get and you can't get the result which you want. You start to suffer, and it is this negative or obsessed mind, this negative mind is consisted of mind games, which I described earlier. This is the content of negative karma. As I will show you in the several minutes, Aureliano Buendía, he rejected to follow his heart, his true values, and then he stuck in these mind games, the game of justice, and he became to commit crimes, real war crimes. And the last term is reincarnation. And when you ask what incarnates, what really incarnates, does reincarnate my soul or one soul, or does incarnate this mind, or what really incarnates? So from the point of view of Buddhism, and also I am not actually a Buddhist, but I see this from my personal mystical experience. I see that there is no such a thing as a soul. Soul doesn't exist, but exist your tendencies of your mind, of your negative mind. and incarnates these mental patterns of your mind in following bodies. So after the death of a person, these mind games immigrate in another body. So and all this process of this negative karma, of these mind games, of this suffering and reincarnation is called Samsara in Buddhism. So let's discuss the life path of Aureliano Buendía and his spiritual degradation. And I want to insist that it is a spiritual degradation, and it will show us how mind games really works. So the first time he's like he's honest man, thoughtful man. He is like a naive philosopher. When the election started in Macondo, it is the town of Aureliano Buendía, he was obsessed with the justice mind game, so game injustice. So I need to separate. There is nothing wrong with justice and to be rightful and to behave according to the law or according to the rules or according to the values. Person needs to be flexible, and from the point of view of Buddhist, your mind needs to be flexible, because all surroundings, your life, your relationships, it is the reflection of your mind. And if your mind is flexible and clear, you will not cling or obsess with some losses in your life. For example, some problems in your relationship, or some problems with your salary or in your career. And clear mind, it is a flexible mind. So if I have some obstacles, so I can go through it. I can develop new skill and overcome it. So I can just accept it. But if I stuck in it, that means that my mind games take over me. When Aureliano Buendía witnessed the corruption on the election of Macondo, he was upset, and he said the mayor that if I was a liberal, I will fight against you. So there were two parties, liberals and conservatives. And conservatives, they corrupted the election in Macondo. And Aureliano said that, would I be a liberal, so I would fight. Liberals, they were like underground political force. And some of these members, they were not shown to the publicity. They asked Aureliano Buendía to assist them, and then he accepted the conversation. He accepted the discussion about it, and sort of help was to kill the mayor. And then he said, I will not do that, definitely. I will not hurt him, and I will not hurt his family, because I am not a butcher. So he declined, he rejected this proposition from oppositional liberal party. But then in several days after conservatives won the election, there was some sort of fight between some members of oppositional force. He witnessed how a woman was beaten to death by conservative soldiers, and that was the trigger. And this terrible event, his mind couldn't let go. It is the point where mind games usually start. He changed his mind, and his mind gave of justice launched, and he said to himself, I must fight, not just from outer point of view, he wants to fight conservative soldiers, but from inner point of view, he must fight injustice. Is just like some of delusional game. He took took weapons of liberals, and he was in charge of a group of militias, and they started to fight. They actually seized the power of Macondo. They started execution, and then in several years he became actually a colonel Aureliano Buendía, and through all these years he committed a lot of deaths. Actually, he became a war criminal. And one of the last episode, he prepares to attack his own town. So in that episode, Macondo was seized by conservatives, and he is a liberal. And with his group of armed forces, he prepares to attack his own town. And even so, in his town was his mother, his brothers, and his town was a lot of his friends. And if he attacks this town, there will be a lot of deaths of civilians. And his mother, she asked him to stop. He begged him to stop, but because of his mindset, because of his mind game of justice, he can't just accept this begging, and he finally attacks the town. Let's wrap up what we have already discussed. Aureliano Buendía, it is the example of slave of the mind. It is the example of spiritual degradation. So there are several stages. So first, I see injustice. So I see there is an election, and there is a corruption in that election. Second, I see execution of the woman by conservative soldiers. And my main message in my mind is I must fight. It is the second stage. Third stage. So while I am fighting this injustice, I commit a lot of crimes. So in the first stage, when Aureliano Buendía, he rejected the proposition to execute or kill the corrupted mayor. So now he became a butcher. Now he a real butcher. He committed a lot of war crimes, and he can't stop. It's not just I'm committing, and then I can change my mind. There is no possibility, because his mind is obsessed with this game of injustice. Eventually, what is the final? There is no happy end for Aureliano Buendía fate. His mind games, they not just obliterated with his body after his death. No, his mind, according to Buddhist doctrine, according to my perspective, according to my mystical experience, these mind games, they will transmit to another body. So even if Aureliano Buendía, this war criminal, he will be killed by someone, but his mind games will perpetuate. It is my position, and it is my review on 100 Years of Solitude and the Aureliano Buendía path. And I want to mention that I'm also a practitioner psychologist, I'm a psychotherapist. I help people to overcome their psychological and mental issues, and I see these patterns in daily life of my clients and my friends and my relatives. And a lot of us, we have these mind games. It's not just a justice game. There are a lot of games. So the game of power, I need more power. So the game of lust, the game of romantic passion, the game of ideology, yes, the game of being right, as we mentioned. And so not all of mind games there like bad. Not all of them conceives these negative karmic seeds. For example, if you are committed to your inner values to be kind, to be open, to be mindful, that karmic seeds will help you to dwell well in your life, to thrive in your life. but the game of injustice or justice, it is the same. It is the same from spiritual point of view. Will create a lot of suffering in your life. Thank you for watching this video. If you want to discuss with me my position, so go and write your message in comments. Bye.